they pulled it off. The sequel technically did 28 days later, because I kind of ignore that 28 weeks later happened, because in this film, apparently the infection only spread across the UK and I think other places in the world. But in 28 weeks later, they show the infected storming Paris, which Alex Garland said that was like nuked in order to prevent the spread, but it didn't happen on screen from what I remember. It's been a while since I've seen the second one, so I call that an artful dodge. But this movie is fantastic, and the reason it's fantastic is because it's not just a carbon copy of the original, yet it's stylistically very much like the original in ways the second film wasn't. Where the second film filmed everything on film and was overly reliant on shaky cams, the first one was shot on mini DV, and it did have frantic cuts and shaky cams, but it also was placed on cranes, on steady cams, on dollies, so you had a variety of shots. And this film continues that tradition where it films very low tech, it's very low budget, it's even downscaled, where the movie was shot on a rig that held about 20 iPhone cameras. Some scenes were filmed on 20 iPhones, other scenes on 10, some less. And there were like some scenes that didn't make the cut that were like placed on animals. And the look of the film is unlike anything I've seen in years. It's a low budget feel. It's grainy. Some of the actors are out of focus, and it's intentional because it's supposed to kind of give you this lived-in documentary feel that's an evolution from the first film, and it looks incredible. You intersplice that with Danny Boyle's ability to put in licensed music and make it work in the film is incredible. And it gives you these sort of montages you don't see from other directors. It's something that only Danny Boyle can do. If you've seen the trailer, they play the poem Boots that has this repetitive nature to it, where it's supposed to resemble boots going through the ground, and it's supposed to represent how these people are in a war zone and they're going mad through being in 28 years of infection. And it's not a stereotypical zombie film where it's about humans versus other humans. No, as a matter of fact, humans don't like fight each other in this movie. We don't see people killing each other, but it's about how we go insane individually. We see how the protagonist of the movie, his name is Spike, and he's played amazingly with a great deal of depth and range from Alfie Williams. We found out his father, Jamie, who's played by Aaron Taylor Johnson, is pretty crazy himself. And his mother's ailing, so he has to take her to Dr. Kelson, played by Ray Fiennes, and everyone tells him, don't take him to Dr. Kelson, he's insane. And I think his name is Kelson, I hope I didn't get it wrong. But as you find out in the movie, you know what, I'm not going to give it away, but the way they define insanity through Dr. Kelson and through the other characters is about how we go through our own individual insanity and how great stress can bring that, especially if you live in a war zone like these people do. The movie is extremely dark. I mean, I'm surprised this movie got through the MPAA with a R-rated rating, because this movie is really graphic. It makes the first film look like an episode of the Teletubbies. Like, there are heads getting ripped off, there's like guts hanging out, there's a lot of naked zombies. As a matter of fact, all the zombies are naked, which you would think would look tacky, but after 28 years, I'm gonna guess wearing the same clothes wears off, or they were just like drug addicts who went through a bad trip and they just ripped them all off. But them being naked and filled with dirt and blood, it makes them appear more alien, more menacing, and it makes them more scary. And they come in different forms. Like, you have a really big strong guy who's like the main baddie in the film. You have like these fat bald naked dudes, because if you've ever seen Men, you know that Alex Garland, the screenwriter of this film, loves bald naked guys for some reason. And there's also the classic thin running ones. And when the movie reaches this conclusion, it goes to a really dark place. I mean, like, really dark. And none of it feels gratuitous, for the reasons I explained with the nudity with the zombies. It makes them more menacing, and also the violence kind of reminds you that, yeah, this is a real world where like real people can die in horrific, terrible, unimaginable ways, and it really makes the infected just all the more terrifying. The movie has some great jump scares that don't feel like too forced at all like most other movies do. It does have the usual jump scares where there's like a moment of silence and then bam, something comes up. And when the movie reaches its final notes, it's very heartfelt, and this film shouldn't, it's heartfelt, but it's extremely disturbingly heartfelt. The film doesn't need sequels. They're planning to make 2 more after this, and I think, no, don't do that. If you want to make more of this, just make an anthology TV series, not like a direct sequel to this film. And I mean, that was one good thing that I liked about this movie too. They didn't have like Cillian Murphy return or any of the other characters from the first film, although there's a rumor that they're going to be in the sequels, which I don't think is necessary at all. But yeah, this is an absolutely phenomenal sequel. It could be compared to the original, but it really shouldn't be because it feels like its own film. Although stylistically, it's very much like 28 Days Later. In terms of the story and its sentimentality, it's very different. It's not like super heartfelty or anything, but it is sweet in a very screwed up way. So yeah, I would highly recommend this movie. It's phenomenal. It's is it as good as the first one? I have no idea. The first one was kind of groundbreaking. It evolutionized the zombie genre. And yes, they are zombies in this movie. People say, no, they're not zombies, they're infected. No, they're zombies. They even use the word zombie in this film. So yeah, I mean, the movie does have its flaws. It has some glaring plot holes. There's a decision from Spike at like the very end of the movie which makes no sense logically or morally, but if you could look past that, you're in for a hell of a ride, a hell of a scary time, and it's a damn good sequel. And it even got me excited for the next one, although I don't think they need more of them. I think let's just leave it at a high note, because we've all seen Trainspotting 2, Danny. Okay? All right, thanks. Oh, and my full review is on ypareviews.com. The full 11 to 1,200 word written review. Okay,